Alright, hey guys, it's Perse the Surge back here with another video, and I'm gonna direct you guys to this bottom right hand corner here. You see it's 2:31 p.m, but not this roommate, the guy that lives in the room next door. He's still pretty much passed out completely, so we're gonna see if we can do this sort of really quiet, really sensual ranked Twisted Treeline commentary. Yeah, last time I teased you guys with this, but we didn't really have a full video recording of it, even though it would have been amazing. This time, we're hopefully going to have a full gameplay to show you guys. As for this load screen, I don't know how long it'll take, but I hope you guys don't mind too much of this sort of up-close, personal lip-smacking. And that was really loud. And as you might have noticed, I'm using different headphones. These are my nice headphones. It's nowhere near as hot in the apartments anymore, so I can go ahead and pull these babies out. And the sound quality is really quite amazing. Just the difference. So again, I'm not that familiar with Twisted Treeline meta. I know you want to get rid of stupid champs that can pretty much solo 1v3, like Jax. Or like Cho'Gath would be great because you can never kill him in this game mode. And so just other champions along those lines. So,
seems you left your brave pants at home. Want me to wait while you go get them?
Savage. But yeah, so Poppy's another good one because she gets so tanky and she has so much damage that she can just become so problematic towards the end game. I'm trying to see if I need to adjust the cam a little more. Maybe just a bit. So, Narban, I can see that. I don't think he's the most important ban, but I can understand him. Like, I'd still prefer a Jax ban, but, you know, I'm not the Twisted Treeline expert. I'm just sticking around in Flex Q. So we'll see what brand. Okay, so get rid of that, you know, percent health damage, because he can burst down a couple of tanks pretty quickly. Well, I can really understand that one. As for other APs I'd ban, I would probably ban champions like Malzahar, because Malzahar and Vladimir they do a lot of damage over time. Malzahar just rips through tanks and Vladimir just doesn't die. And so we'll see what the last ban is here.
Recommend skipping.
I'm pretty surprised by the Lulu ban, but I guess she can be kind of annoying. So I'm really tempted to pick Jax if they let it through. I just don't know like what the Jax build is. 'Cause I know there's like one Jax build that people do nowadays that works really well. I'm just trying to make sure I lock my screen there so the mouse doesn't fly out. I like the Darius pick, he's a nice cancerous pick. Maokai is pretty bulky and has decent CC, but I don't think he's gonna have the strongest lane presence. So Scott's gonna jump, which means we're probably gonna be stuck on an AP. And who do I want to make that though? Because Rumble has decent magic damage, Maokai has decent damage, so I want someone that has either good damage over time or can like percent health damage. So I don't want someone that can sort of play defensively some. full AP Galio is actually pretty good. But Cassiopeia has that raw damage over time. And I get the heals, and they shouldn't be able to burst me. Now, we'd have to see how that works in theory, or in practice, but in theory they shouldn't be able to burst me. So I am running Storm Raider Surge instead of Thunderlords, because these are tanks, right? Or Rumble's tankier, Maokai's tankier. I'm not going to be able to just sort of hunt them, or I'm not going to be able to blow them up. I'm going to have to sort of kite them out. So hopefully Storm Raiders plus Ghost will let me do that. And now, I think they might sort of be getting home now, but I'm not sure. So for now we're just going to keep this really quiet, really gravelly, sensual commentary going. And I will keep an eye over there on that record section, because I have a dual screen set up, to make sure that everything fits right. I sort of accidentally moved the little where the cam's positioned, so I might have to shift that a little bit once we get in game, but in general it shouldn't be too bad. And I will make sure that we aren't starting to get the frame drops at around that 10-minute mark in the recording. So, we got a Platinum Darius on our team, unranked Spirit Guard Udyr, and Udyr's actually running Fervor of Battle, so I foresee him going for this sort of Tiger stance, just I'ma blow you up type build. So we'll just have to see how it goes. He has the gold thing, gold icon, so gold, diamond, platinum. Oh wait, that's Twisted Treeline ranked. So Darius was platinum in Twisted Treeline, so we'll have to see where we get placed, because we still got a couple more of these games, but if we're already playing with a plat in Twisted Treeline, then I feel pretty good about our chances of getting placed quite highly. And the cool thing about Cassiopeia is that her W will stop Maokai from using his root, and will stop Lucian from dashing. Alright, so the camera is mostly in the right spot. I mean, that's not perfect, but we can work with that for now. That's too high. So we're gonna shift that down over. Alright, so we should be good to go. I could probably just slide it down. Yeah, I think I'm gonna slide that all the way down. So everything should be looking good now. And we're just going to play it out. We're going to head into the lane a little bit late, which is kind of annoying, because we are a bit behind in experience now. I meant to cancel that auto, right? So we're just pushing out. Ooh, Darius already got first blood. Not bad, buddy. Alright, so don't CS like I'm CSing. Because you do not want to be trash like this when you're playing ranked. So we just want to make sure we get these guys low enough, and we can last it with our E now, which is really nice. So he sort of dashed into that queue, which is very nice for us. So just get our last hits in. Make sure we're applying some of this forward pressure. So we baited him out, forced out double sums, which is really nice. Especially since this wave is pushing back towards us still. Oh, there's the frame drop, so I'm going to be right back. So it's recording, but as you can see, the game is still kind of frozen. So the frames should, bounce back some in a bit. There we go. So that's what I'm going to sort of have to do. And you'll notice I am maxing my Q, because that's what I'm going to be consistently hitting with. Oh boy, the frames didn't recover for as long as I hoped. So we'll see how this goes. Definitely don't want to walk into the Lucian Q. So we just toss out that puddle, and he can't chase us. So we have Udyr coming, so we'll see if we can bait him, because he doesn't have sums. So as long as we get some damage off, we're good. So we just have to sort of play around this range barrier here. It's got 1 HP, give me the caddy. So that was actually pretty risky for me, because I only had 40 HP at the end there. I just want to make sure I won't get flashed on when I shove this wave in. So I just want this wave in, so it'll bounce for me. And you guys see I started with Tyr, so I didn't have much presence in the lane. Because, I didn't have any damage. And I still won't, but now I'm going for Rod of Ages. So I get that double early stacking. Which means that I'm going to hit very strong, probably around 10 to 11 minute power spike once I finish the Rod of Ages and get AP and actually start doing damage. Then it also means that around the 20-minute mark, once I finish Seraphs and have a stacked Rod of Ages, we're going to be flexing on them. So you can see, because we're maxing Q, we don't even have to follow up at all. It's very low commitment. And so you see, we really out-trade him. Despite not having any AP whatsoever, and that's one of the strengths of Cassiopeia. You just have a lot of built-in damage. But since I'm also having to focus a lot more to try and CS with these bouncy frames, I'm not paying as much attention to where their team is on the map. So I just got that off to do a decent little bit of damage there. He does have a Vamp Scepter, so he is trying to heal back up everything we do. And so he can't get off at that spot. And so really quick, really easy, that's just how it's done. I saw my teammates rotating down, so they just landed the ult. Pretty much could have gotten the solo kill onto Lucian at that point. I really don't know what Rumble's doing. So I'll just take the free kill and back out. I almost have enough for a full Rod of Ages at this point. And since I can't buy boots, I'm just going to get that. And another item I'm going to want to get to just help with my kiting is Rylai's. So I'm going to go ahead and get Rylai's. Because they have 2 melees and 1 ranged. The ranged guy I can just blow up. The 2 melees I just want to kite out. So now I have a little bit of AP, which means I'm going to be doing a lot more damage. So I mean, I'll just take trades like that all day, every day. Really don't know what Maokai thought he could accomplish. But you can see how much damage I'm doing to this Rumble. So they still got the 1-for-1 trade. Rumble's missing. Okay, he's back. So I think he's gonna die, yeah. It's just really easy. Anytime he walks up, I can just abuse the fact that he's a melee champion and can't do much. Especially since I have this Catalyst of Aeons. So Catalyst of Aeons plus my E means that I regen so much health. So any damage he does to me doesn't stick. It's also a really awkward position, like leaning over my shoulder. So I apologize, I have to sort of like shift out some. Yeah, and I don't want to move it like in front of my face either. So we're a bit short of Rod of Ages, which is kind of annoying. But I can start it stacking around next back, so I'll probably try and shove in a wave, so probably around the 11 and a half minute mark I can start it stacking. So there we go, quick easy kill. I kinda timed everything else poorly around that, but I am gonna shove this in. Just so that there's a lot of fighting going on here. So if he wants to help, he can come help. So I'm just gonna walk out of there, go ahead and get my Rod of Ages. Because that's all I really want right now. I don't want to fight, I want to start stacking this item. And you can see I also have my tier about halfway stacked up at this point. So I am going to hit a really nice power spike relatively soon. Just make sure we're still recording, yeah. So I'm going to be heading into my Rylai's now, and that's going to make it so that they can't run away. At this point I don't really need to kite, because I'm so strong, but I want to hunt them down so that they can't escape. So you see how Rumble gets that move speed? If I had Rylai's, I could have easily caught up to him and potentially milked another kill out of him. So they just want to take this tower, get this early first turret. So I took a tower shot there, which is quite unfortunate. But we did get that ult off, which meant that they could have run if that's what they wanted, but they're sort of choosing to fight an awkward situation, which really doesn't make sense because we traded all 3 of our lives for the Rumble there. So it was my bad because I stepped too far forward. then they could have both just walked away, because I got the 2-man ultimate. But they chose to re-engage, which was poor decision making. And it also doesn't help that we had much lower frames right around when that started happening. So they're pushing in that top tower. It's nowhere near death though, so I'm just gonna try and finish off this bottom tower first. That was actually really quick. I'm genuinely surprised. So yeah, Darius kind of just left me hanging there. I pulled both of them towards him, but he only went on the Lucian, he didn't go on the person trying to kill me, so I feel a little bit betrayed there. But I could have also played that a little bit better, because I missed pretty much every one of my cues, so I didn't have the move speed to just walk away, which is something that I really could have used right then and there. Yeah, so if I don't land the Q and I'm not getting the heals for my E, then Rumble does do a bit too much damage for me to just sit there and tank. And Lucian is getting some pretty decent farm, so he might be a bit of a threat later on. So I did get the Lucian with that ultimate, but I tried going for getting just in range for the twin fangs there onto the Maokai. Didn't quite work out though. He was just out of range because he caught me with the slow. So, for now we're just going to keep pushing this wave in. If I had landed a better ultimate, we could have easily taken that fight, but I got kind of a crappy ultimate, in all honesty. So we'll just pretend like we didn't see that one. But right now, their goal is to push our bottom tower. Our goal is to push their top tower. So, I'm just making sure that I'm standing here, so that anyone that shows up can't take the turret. Alright, no one on their team can 1v1 me at this point. So I'll just get that quick kill there. So that was my bad there. Darius kind of suicide trying to save me, and then I tried going in with Udyr. But my ultimate wasn't off cooldown. If my ultimate was off cooldown, that would have been a quick 3-0 trade for us. So that was just bad play on my part, and then Darius died trying to save me. But now that we have our Rylai's completed, we can make a lot more of these picks happen. So, I'm looking to see what we want next. They don't have much MR going, so we don't need a Void Staff. But we do want some MR of our own. So I think it'd be beneficial for us to go ahead and grab a Banshee's Veil to also give us some of that CDR, which is pretty nice. And we really don't need to build armor because Lucian can't effectively trade with us. for the most part. If we just get some health and some of this utility, we're good to go. So they ping back. We can take that fight because I do have ult up now. If I could see what was going on, that would have worked out a lot better. And Udyr is pretty much going full damage at this point, which is kind of sketchy, because he doesn't have the... or he is going into a Titanic Hydra now, so he'll pretty much be able to 1v3 at some point. They're winning the turret trades at this point, but we're going to be able to outpace them later on. So yeah, Udyr just 1v3 pretty much. I'm actually going to go ahead and go for the Liandry's Torment, so that we get more utility out of our damage over time that's already really prevalent in our kit, and so that I have more of the base spell pen, since neither Lucian nor Rumble has any arm or magic resistance. It means we're going to be doing a lot more damage, and it also gives us health, which is very nice for us at this point. So we're back with a third part. It seems like this frame rate's a bit more stable. It's gonna be nice because we hit about the 16-minute mark, so I kept kind of phasing in and out. And so let's see if we can react in time to help our friend Darius here. Oh, Udyr is right there. They're really scared of Udyr at this point. And I really don't blame them. Udyr is a force to be reckoned with at this point. So I also like maxing Q because it gives a lot better wave clear. So after we finish this Liandry's, we're going to be heading into Seraph's. So we're going to head up here to try and help siege some. And so yeah, Maokai just a bit bulky for me, because I was the only one that could really hit him. I just sat in Rumble ultimate, but Maokai should be a goner. There's no way Maokai can get out. Unless Darius completely messes up there. That's fine. The minions finished off the turret, and now Udyr's like... he wanted in on the action, but Maokai flashed out. But like Darius's warning, Lucian is alive. If he has ult... yeah. So what Udyr did... it would have been really smart, because he couldn't turn around and burst the Lucian, because he is very strong at this point. But they did the little sweeper thing in the bush, so he kind of died walking back to try and hit the Lucian. Part of the issue is when Darius pulls, sometimes the orientation of the characters doesn't stay the same. Oh my god. That was just me being dumb. There's no excuse for that. That was just me being dumb. I didn't expect that level of chain slow coming out of them. And since I can't buy boots, I can't buy swiftness boots, which is what I really want this game, just because of all the slows. And the issue is neither of them really has magic resistance at the moment, so they both kind of just get melted by Rumble when they walk in. So I don't really have that good of a front line either, because they both went damage first. And now, like, Udyr's going Deadman's with Ninja Tab Eyes. There we go. Why is he so quick? I can't catch up. Either way, that's what we want out of our ultimate. You saw it landed on, like, I think it was actually even all three of them at that point. So I'm gonna go ahead and take their altar while Udyr goes ahead and takes that inhibitor turret. So we're just going to clear out their jungle, because when you're ahead, clearing out the enemy jungle means they don't even have resources to farm. So we're just making sure we can get out safely. We're going to get really quick by the end of the game because of our passive, but I wish there was some way to control when I have the move speed. Because I'd rather get no move speed later on and have it now than, and like use up an item slot, than just sort of have to kite on my own here. Once I get Seraphs though, I'm gonna have a lot more damage and I will have a lot more survivability. So you see all three of them in that bush. So they were ready to just gang up on us, but now they're bot lane, so we're free to farm this. I mean, I wasn't having any sort of FPS issue drop over time when I was playing the indie game. So I don't know what it is about, you know, Tekken and about this. So what we want to do is we want to see if we can just isolate one person. So we are a bit surrounded at the moment. So I can't get out. So Rumble actually managed to walk all the way around. That was a good ultimate that he had, which slowed us trying to walk out. Even though he doesn't have a Rylai's, he just gets away with it because his Rumble has an inherent slow. His ultimate has an inherent slow with it. So yeah, I still don't understand why Udyr has double armor items and no MR. Like, if he just got a Wit's End and like a Locket, he'd be unkillable and he'd have so much damage. And Darius is getting his Spirit Visage now, and I hope he goes for something like a Mauve Malmortius would actually work great. So we're gonna head bottom to stop this push, because Udyr can handle himself top and we can't do anything. So we're just gonna farm this out. They want to go for Vilemaw, and so I'm heading up towards Vilemaw. I'm heading up while Darius just kills Rumble. So with Liandry's, we absolutely melt through Vilemaw. And because we can just spam our abilities because we know they're going to stay poisoned. So now with Vilemaw, we want to take down this turret, but we also want to have pressure on this inhibitor. We force people to the inhibitor, we take the turret for free, but we don't really have to split push. But if we have the vialed up, I mean, I guess instead of baroned up, vialed up minions, you can see they take like no damage. Or at least the melee ones take like no damage, so it's really hard for them to stop the wave. And I do have this zoning presence. And so that's something you can do with Cassiopeia. You can start her ult channel, and then you can flash. So that's pretty much an instant cast as you finish the flash. So let's finish off these minions. We can't really take the Nexus turret, but it'd be easier just take out these other turrets and accumulate global gold. So we just took the second shrine. So we just want to make sure we can get out. No, didn't quite have damage for it. I'm just making sure I keep the buff on these minions. I'm pushing the wave. So I'm also making sure I put some damage down onto the Lucian. So with double siege minions, we should be able to take this. And I do have ult available and ready. Alright, so we're just gonna let the minions finish that. Like back here if they commit to it, but we really need to be backing out. So I'm glad we're leaving. And I'm a bit short of getting my Seraphs, which is definitely something we want to make sure that we get soon. But I can go ahead and get a needlessly large rod already and be ready to pick up Seraphs next time I recall. So we're just about 300 gold short, and now we're just going to be applying a lot of pressure. We'll probably also go for Wooglet's Witch Cap, because if we can Zanya's any sort of like big CC chain, we can buy time for Darius and Udyr to do some cleanup work, push them off, get in position, whatever. And it also acts as a Rabadon's, where it gives us that bonus 30% AP. I think Rabadon's is 35, but hey, it's Zanya's and Rabadon's together. So I'm just gonna, I mean, my W is not gonna do a lot of damage, except to maybe Lucian, who just sort of stood in it for a little bit, and even then it wasn't that much. My W is more of a zoning tool, because they don't want to walk through it. So Udyr got this inhibitor, so as a result of us dying, we allowed him to get the inhibitor completely for free, so now they have an exposed Nexus and no inhibitors. Ideally, I wouldn't want to die for that trade, but considering we had no frame, so we could have even killed Lucian if we could react a bit faster and cast Ease a bit more constantly. So I think that's a very worth it trade for us, because now they have to be focused on defending with super minions in each wave. Actually, I guess this one just now respawned, which kind of throws off that little window. But they still don't have that much MR. Really, Maokai's the only one with MR, and I'm not too worried about killing him, so I'm definitely going to go Witch Cap next, but then I'll finish with a Void Staff. So while we wait for Vamil, we're just going to reset. So we're back in, should reset the FPS clock once things load. So yeah, everything's running a lot more fluidly now. I can see we're kind of just melting through it. Just out of range. Come on, man. I got Ghost. Oh my god, I can't react either. So there we go. That's it. They kind of lost in a team comp stage of the game, just in the drafts, because they'd really be relying on a Lucian versus an Udi or Cassiopeia Darius, which I wouldn't try and do at all. And that worked out pretty well for us in the end. There were definitely a couple of flubs there where I just played really poorly. But all in all, there are a couple things that I still did do right. And so I think there's some stuff you can learn from that, things to do, things not to do. And just some general sort of map play type stuff. I really still don't know what the issue with OBS is, where I'm having these frame drops in like these full screen games, because I could record for 46 minutes straight doing the other game, the Beyond Human. So I don't know what it is, because my computer should be able to handle it, but you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully the lag wasn't too much of an issue with the FPS drops. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Dislike the video, give me a thumbs down, let me know why. I'm here to improve and I'm here to entertain you guys. So if you don't tell me what you want, can't entertain you. And subscribe if you want to make sure that you don't miss any content whenever I upload. Remember, it's going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. That's my current schedule for now. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.